Okay, guys, so I am in several positions, actually, just a couple of positions. We finally broke from the previous resistance here at 12,000. We are looking to break into 12,100, roughly 120, 130. So that's the main resistance point that we have to plow through. But as you can see on the 1 hour time frame, definitely the 200 EMA acted as support. On the 4 hour time frame, it was more like the 55 EMA. But as I said, we finally are looking to break 12,100, and of course, alts such as LTC and XRP are on my radar. Why? Because on the 4 hour time frame, just similar to when it breaks down on the 4 hour time frame. If you draw a diagonal line, for example, where did it break down? It broke down and actually got stepped out of this position. I think it was like 2 days ago, Friday or something. It broke down here. It broke down this resistance. See, not only do you do TA on price action, but you also do TA on the RSI. That's very, very important. So as you can see, we had higher lows each time. It respected this trend line. Once it stopped respecting this trend line, you had to be very, very careful. And because once it breaks this diagonal trend line, most of the time it means we're going down pretty violently, and that's exactly what happened during August. Whether it's August 2nd. Where else did this happen? This happened. Let's see. It happened somewhere else. Did it happen? It happened. It might have been there too. Because today's the 9th, 8th, 7th. So on the 7th, that's really when. Yeah, so it was on the 7th when it happened. So yeah, similar to be honest. Pretty much holding up right here, and then as soon as it broke, we fell violently. So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get at, is that the same thing essentially happens to the upside. As you can see, we've been holding this lower highs quite often, right? This trend line is definitely holding up. It's forming some sort of descending triangle, if you will, right? Hypothetically, if this is my line, right? So it's forming a descending triangle, and right now that Bitcoin moved its way up to 12,000, looking to retest 12,136, if I'm not mistaken. Here, yeah, 39. Then there's higher probability that we're indeed going to break up to the upside, right? We're going to break up to the upside, 4 hour time frame, break up to the upside on the RSI, which it might just be, it might be strong. What else do we got? Well, we also got, we essentially moved down to the negative part of the MACD, and now we have one crossover upward. We are now ticking upward, as you can see. But we got the first tick up, which is a great sign, right? We got, look how many little mountains, I like to call these mountains, 1, 2, 3, pretty significantly large mountains. So there's a probability in my book that we might test $65. Okay, so the reason that I entered a position was because I'm going to play it relatively safe. I'll add my stop loss right there, just below this trend line, if you will, slightly below, and target right around there, which is around 11%. So, and I did the same thing for XRP. Same, very similar, very similar setup here, right? Essentially the same thing. We're trying to break to the upside here, and of course, if Bitcoin disappoints me, if Bitcoin just completely shuts down from this, then obviously I will get out of the trade immediately, right? But that's kind of how it's looking. Okay, that's kind of how it's looking, and right now the level 2 is very, very important. We might just be forming an ascending triangle here, right? So if we do indeed move down like this and then like that and like that, then there's a probability that we might move to the upside. Or, I mean, this could very well tank as well, right? Anything can happen with price action and movement. What was another thing? Another thing that kind of made me want to enter a position or positions was the fact that the S&P 500, finally is trading above that resistance of 3,300. So it took us a while to get there, but we're finally there, and we're very, very close to reaching all-time highs yet again. We're literally $54 away from having an all-time high. Okay, so that's also give it away, given the fact that the ES and Bitcoin essentially mirror each other. It's been an indicator for the past since February, really, since we tanked. Honestly, since we tanked, it's been an indicator that everyone that trades crypto and trades domestic stocks, whatever, they pay attention to, because if this drops, more likely than not, crypto is going to drop as well. Now, we've had a significant upside. If you just compare the dailies, this was our upside in February 20th, right? This was the highest. This is the highest it got, right? This was the all-time high in February. If we go to February, all-time, not necessarily all-time high, but before the drop, before the significant drop, look where we were at. We were actually at right here. So we were right here. I'm going to put an arrow here. This was February 20th, right? So can you say that we've already surpassed our all-time highs? Can you say that? Well, absolutely. You can say that we've already, we already made our way up, and ES is actually now lagging behind. So what does that really mean? What does that really mean? Where does that put us? What does this put us? Well, one thing right off the bat, did we decouple already? Did cryptocurrency, or cryptocurrencies plural, did it finally decouple from mirroring the ES, the S&P 500? Did it finally do that? So if indeed the ES retraces downward, right? Pay attention. If it were to retrace, is cryptocurrency going to also retrace? Well, who knows? That's where we're at right now. If we did decouple, then if domestic stocks were to retrace, then honestly, given all the hype and everything about Bitcoin and the halving and blah blah blah, well then we should also hold up, right? This should be considered a gold and silver type of thing, right? This should be some sort of another asset class, another safe haven, opposed to the S&P 500. So we're in a very interesting time right now, and it's crucial to pay attention to everything. So yeah, like I said, I have 2 positions open. Another one that I'm looking at is Link. Link has been performing outrageously. It's gone up significantly. It's gone up immensely. I mean, just in a few months, I mean, it's gone up almost 1,000%. Almost 1,000% if you get really intricate with it. Yeah, about 800%. So that's quite a bit. You could have 8 times your money, if you will, right? So the way this moves, the way Link has been moving, is when Bitcoin is having some upside, usually Link has some downside, and vice versa. If Link is if BTC is having a downside, then people, traders, investors, whatever the hell, they also they actually start buying Link, and it just keeps reaching higher and higher highs, right? So the play of the week, or the play of the next few days, however this happens, however fast this happens, is going to be very interesting, because if indeed we start testing, the 12,140, as I said, and we surpass that, then I'm expecting Link to retrace, honestly, down to the 618 level, or this level right here at the 382. It's the same thing I just did in reverse. I'm expecting it to correct. Now, why should I expect that? Well, we've been having higher highs, higher lows for the past, few weeks, and it hasn't retraced at all. So if I were to just want to be conservative and just take this particular upside, look, I mean, it's gone up 124%, and it hasn't retraced. I mean, th- this coin, this coin is due for a retracement. I don't care who you are or what you believe in. Look how high up our MACD is on the daily time frame. Look how high up our RSI is. Now, do we see any or any bearish divergence? No, not really. But if we go to the 4-hour time frame, which is also um, a significant time frame, you can clearly see that this particular high is much lower than this high, for example, or this high. But in price action, it's a much higher high. So it definitely exists. It definitely exists. I mean, it could continue upward on a rip, but like I said, if the intention of Bitcoin is to test the recent highs, and it can hold up and close above that, then I'm pretty sure. And again, this is nothing. This is, not financial advice. This is just something this is the way I trade and the way I view the market. So if BTC goes up, then Link, I'm expecting Link to retrace, which it needs. It needs to retrace up until the 618 level, right over here, and it correlates perfectly, because I've also done a wave count, an Elliott wave count on Link, right? So this indeed is the end of wave 5, right? This is indeed the end of wave 5. And then now we're just looking for an A, a B, and a C. So of course I'm looking to go long on wave B, right? Right over here. Okay, that's exactly where I would go long. How would I play it? Well, of course I would probably ladder in. I'll start laddering in. I'll get a good base price, and I'll have a really, really good upside of like maybe 20-25%. It all depends. But that's how I would play that particular trade. And of course, just paying very close attention uh, to BTC and everything, the level 2, everything. This trading is now, it's a little bit more intense during bull market, so you have to really, really, really pay attention to level 2s and price action and everything. So I entered about 1400, 1450 on XRP, because I know that is a mover for sure. Also, same thing, diagonal type of channel descending, but probably most likely gonna move upward. And if we don't, well, I have protection, right? I have a stop loss ready to go. The forward time frame does look like it's gonna cross over to the upside on the MACD. Relatively big downward type of mountain here. It's on the lower half of the histogram, so that's also good. So I think that XRP and LTC are the ones that have an imminent move to the upside. Now, we didn't really talk about Ethereum. And that was a big mover. That was a big mover during the initiation of the bull market. So let's talk about a little bit about it. It just moved, man. Oh my god, it moved like crazy. It was just nuts. It just kept getting higher highs, and and you know, anybody trying to short this thing was getting devoured by the market because you just couldn't. Every time, you know, you saw bearish divergence on RSI or whatever, like it just ate you apart, man. It ate you apart on anything below the 1 hour time frame. If you were trying to short, dude, you were getting screwed, man. You were getting screwed. You were getting decimated during a bull market. Honestly, the whole bearish divergence and bull, you know, all that stuff really doesn't apply that much. It's really how good are you in finding high quality trades, and how good are you at, you know, looking at several, just a conjunction of things, um, and using them to make the best decision possible, and adhering to your stop loss, because if you don't, you will get decimated. You will get decimated. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is, this is forming a different type of triangle, right? This looks more like the Bitcoin triangle, right? So it's looking to also test the upside, um, like similar to that, right? Similar to that. So again, the Ethereum is really relying on Bitcoin to see what it's gonna do. So yeah, you know, it might shoot up, it might go something like that, and then boom, it might go up or it might go down. So it's going to be a very interesting week, guys. Please pay attention. Please use a stop loss, and please, you know, just be on your toes, because yeah, these things can move violently, both to the upside and to the downside. So I hope you guys like this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more videos like this. You know, just comment down below. You know, comment down below, and just we'll talk. We'll talk. I'm working on a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff planned. And yeah, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.